Hello and welcome to Flory Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got Special Hobbies 1/32 scale. This is the Westland Whirlwind Mark 1. Again, one of these aircraft that actually got superseded very, very quickly, obviously with jet engines coming along and things like that. But it is quite an, iconic aircraft in its own right. Anyway, as you can see, beautiful little bit of box art. This classic aircraft, okay. So running around on the box, you can see kit number for this one is SH32047. As I say, it's not too much of it just down in here, all right. And then in your box, you are greeted by, hopefully it's open, staples, which stop me getting in the box normally. It is a grip. Okay, come on. There we go, we're in. So we have the instructions. You can see just down in here we have the bag. So we've got separate bags, and again this gives you an idea of the size of this thing because yeah, it's the size of the wing span, because the wing spars are completely in one, which is fair enough with there. Fortunately it is bursting through the bags. Alright, and then we've got separate one just down in here, and then okay, so we've got the book, if you want to do the book onto it, and they've stapled it to the card, which has somewhat come apart down in here. So yes, so there we go. So we've got the decals down in there, which we'll just ping off. And get this ping off. There we go. So if we start with the instructions first. So Special Hobby. They are technically, I would call like a limited run kit, as in some of their joins may be a little bit iffy sometimes, shall we say. You don't tend to get locating pins, and again, this is one of those areas people tend to think of them as like a third-rate company. It's not. You don't need locating pins. In some ways it's easy, especially on bigger stuff, not to have them anyway, because you can make a better join, a better butt line, things like that, without ejector pins getting in the way, and obviously locating pins getting in the way. And again, sometimes some of the detail they do, they can cause problems as well, so not having them isn't necessarily a bad thing. Okay, so as we can see down in here, there is some various parts we're not going to be using. Okay, so making a note down in here, you can't see them that easily because they're just these little faint red crosses amongst them, but they are all down in here just like that. All right, so straight into it. Really nice that we get the color detail now so we can see exactly what's going on. So we've got lots of bulkheads and detail going in amongst everything down in here, as you can see, making up the different areas. All right, instrument panels being fitted down in here, obviously depending on which version you're doing, and all the other instrument stuff going in to make you up actually a very nice detailed cockpit right the way down in all of this. Okay, so again, more floor areas going through this one, all the different bits and pieces being fitted down into here. As you can see, we've got the radiators all being done, and then obviously the various items down onto the front sections down in here of the wing spars. Okay, engine nacelles all being fitted together, being fitted down into this one, and then obviously bringing it all together. So we've got the fuselage going into this one, and these different areas being fitted down underneath in here. So we've got the floor of the actual cockpit section going down in, so it goes into the wings. So obviously it marries up across the wing section and it goes down. All the control surfaces are separate as well, so you can obviously fit those in for the tailplanes and various things, which is quite a nice touch. Okay, it looks like the wing ones for the ailerons aren't though, which is a little bit disappointing. Gun system, so we've got the 4 guns being fitted into the nose of this particular one. Okay, and then obviously we've got the actual tail wheel section being fitted down into this one, and then obviously the main gear being fitted in. Again, quite a lot of detail amongst all of these ones, as we can see down in here. Okay, and then lots of stuff going down in here. So we've got the seat going in, we've got the control stick, we've got the props. Again, good detail on the actual nose and the spinner area of the props, things like that. So that's quite a nice touch. And then the gun sight being fitted down into this one in there as we work our way through. There is some resin available for this one as well, and so if you want the resin sort of quick boost sort of gun barrels, we've got pitot tubes in there, we've got wheels, nose guns, and we've got Marsettes are available as well from CMK, which is a nice touch. We have got a boarding ladder as well for getting in and out, the various things like that. So if you want to do those types of things, you're in there as well. So that's actually quite a complex full-on build with all of that one. Markings for it, as you can see, we've got that standard RAF colour. Okay, so this is from March 1941. Okay, so that's actually quite a nice one. So it's the standard sort of green and dark earth with the sky camo underneath, and obviously being early, we've got the one wing painted in the black. Okay, slightly light, later, I think, yeah, 1942. Obviously, they switched out that other one, and then later even again, which I'm assuming that is, when's that? Oh, it's 41, 42, but it's got the other one as well with the grey and green, with the grey underside as well on that one. So actually some very nice markings in amongst all of those. Okay, and then last up, we got this one down in here, 1941 to 1943. Okay, and then obviously this little guy down in here. Again, an interesting aircraft. So, decals wise, now we can somewhat get them out of here, which is in a funny old bag. It's like one of these recycled bags. It's, yeah, not much to shout home about on these, but you can see, good quality. They're a little bit glossy, so you're going to probably want to put them over a glossy coat, and they're quite thick as well. But again, done a video all about doing thick unruly decals recently, so yeah, good gloss coat, plenty of setting solutions over 48 hours, so that helps get those down, but generally not many, so decaling should be a doddle for this particular one. Again, nice good quality decals in there. Right, so in the bag we can see we have in the bag, we've got the fuselage section. We'll do the clear parts last. But you can see both fuselages with this one. And this is what we were saying, they're not bad on detail. Generally, they're all okay. As you see, you've got plenty of riveting detail down in here, but sometimes the plastic can just be a little bit gritty, shall we say. So a quick buffer on with a buffing stick and perhaps a little bit of re-riveting, things like that. But all the detail is here. You just need to literally bring it out, all right? But generally, as you can see, very, very nice. Again, it's one of these jump-off point kits, as I say. By the time you've got like a coat of primer onto it, things like that, you'll see all this lovely detail come to life. It's just sort of hidden a little bit down in here, but you can see, pretty darn good. Internally, as you can see, we've got some framework. It's pretty good, it's sharp, it's crisp for both of those as well. All right. And then we'll do this one as well whilst we've got it here, but we've got the nacelles for the actual engines. And again, you've got all that riveting is just there, it's just slightly hidden away. The molds aren't polished like you get some kit manufacturers do. It's not to say they're not there. Okay, and again, there's a little bit of, tiny bit of dents in the plastic, tiny sink marks, but actually it works well because it is what it is. It is on the formers. To be honest, that's like adding another level of detail because that's what it would have in real life. Okay, on those doors. But generally very nice. There's a little bit of detail just on the insides as well. And again, no ejector pins on the insides of the doors, which is a nice touch. So that's pretty darn nice. The wings, the reason we're in a huge box is these huge wings. They are massive. Okay, so as we can see, if we do on the top one, you can see to start with, there's all of that detail. Very, very nice indeed. So obviously we've got the radiators down in here as well, looking very much the part. Very good. As I said before, the ailerons aren't moulded, are moulded in, so unfortunately you can't have them as posable, but you've got all the other detail is just there. Underside of the wings. And again, it's all lovely recessed details on all of this with the riveting. All the details around, access ports, things like that, landing lights. And then we've got a little bit of detail in the internals as well for those radiators and areas coming up. And again, like we were saying, there's no locating points on this, but you can just put it together and literally just grab it, hold it, peg it, good to go, no problem at all. You're not being forced into anything. So actually that's very nice indeed. Okay, so into the bag. We can get into this. You can see it's no slouch on part count. There's plenty going on in here. Make sure we got nothing stuck to the bag, which we don't. Okay, so we'll just work our sort of way through. And again, you can see loads of detail going down on here, and some nice detail it is too. So these radiators, good faces on those, look fantastic. Instrument panels, again, really nice, good, sharp, crisp lines. The formers and framework, all the different areas. We've got weighted wheels as well for the tail wheel, which is nice. All of this stuff down in here. Again, back in the day, a lot of this would have been resin, but now obviously the injection moulding's improved. They're to that level where it doesn't need it anymore because this is gorgeous. Very clean, very sharp, builds on all of these. So yeah, what's not to love there? That's some great detail. Okay, we got this little guy just down in here, which is sprue H. And again, catching it in the light. It's good, strong, sharp details. Got the tail wheels, the various parts down in there. Got the control stick. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Very, very nice in detail on all of those parts. That's very nice. Okay, this is a twin because obviously we're left and right, as you might imagine. So again, if we start up here with the gear, again, really very nice. We've got the props, all the different areas. We've got the bombs down in there. We've got the actual prop faces for the spinner. And then obviously we've got the weighted wheels, which is a nice touch, nice bulged weighted wheels. And again, a little bit of flash floating around some of these parts, but generally it's really, really clean. Very nice indeed. And again, we've got two of these. Okay, then we've actually got some of the, this is the radiator type bits, internals, exhaust, things like that, and then the nose. So as you can see down in here, looking very nice. Again, riveting detail popping out pretty much everywhere on this one. Then over here we've got the nose with that exhaust. Again, very nice. We've got no ejector pins in any of the doors and they are really smooth, very, very nicely done. And last up, we've basically got all the tailplane bits here. So we've got rudders and tailplanes and various things. And again, the level of detail is beautifully done. Very, very nice. And again, catch it in the light, all that riveting. The panel lining is very fine and recessed. So yeah, again, beautiful. Last up, we've got the clear parts. Wow, that's actually really nice. That's actually pretty darn good there. Considering that's a really complex shape, this front one. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad at all really. The rear one's pretty good and all. For a complex one-piece mould like that, that's very, very nicely done. And we've got landing lights, guns, sights, things like that. Gun camera, I think that is as well. So that's all very, very nice indeed. There you have it. To be honest with you, that's actually come as quite a surprise to me. I don't know what I was expecting. I've worked with Special Hobby. I've just finished off their X15 literally a couple of weeks ago. So, you know, you can see the progression with their kits. This one has come along leaps and bounds. And whereas before a lot of that may have been resin, you know, for it to go in and that, they've now got it down pat that you can actually do it in you know, injection molding, and it shows. It's good, clean, sharp stuff. There's no ejector pins in weirdo places and things like that. They're tucked nicely out of the way. So actually it just shows how far basically Special Hobby have come along in a very short bit of time as well. And it's nice, it's good, it's clean, it's crisp, it's very fine detail, and I think you'll end up with something actually very, very special at the end of this. So there we go, that's Special Hobby's 132nd Westland Whirlwind Mark 1.